Number 4, Gintama. I promise you that this is a really good show. After I just said it on Prime. Well, whatever. Gintama's only number 4. Yes, and I'll explain to you why. It's well over 300 episodes, so it's an investment, and it's not for anyone. I mean, I personally love Gintama. I love the style of comedy, which is literally different than any style of comedy in any show. It's like the Japanese Family Guy, just good. And it has action, like schnizzle. There is a lot of blood in this series, but that is only when they fight. The reason why it's number 4 is, aside from the fact that it's hard to get into because of its sheer mass of episodes that'll just turn people away from it, it doesn't have a flowing storyline for most of it. While the individual episodes that don't add or build much to the storyline do build up the characters incredibly well, there's very rarely a super hilarious episode with tons of action, and there's very rarely those awesome action episodes that would put it on the top of the action lists that are also super hilarious. They do mostly one at a time, although there are some incredibly funny moments in the middle of the action episode, and there is some amazing action in those comedy episodes. I'll give you an example from the 2015 Gintama. When Katsura fought Mute Kakashi dude with the afro. That was freaking awesome. It was 2 episodes, and they were comedy episodes, and the last fight scene in those episodes was freaking amazing. It got me to love Afro Kashi. I was such a huge fan of that dude. I loved the characters. I loved the fighting. It was freaking hilarious. And once we're on Afro Kashi, he was hilarious during the Shinsengumi arc last season. Yo, whenever it was in the middle of fighting and he was whipping out the signs with Elizabeth, that was freaking hilarious in the midst of a bloodbath. Gintama's an amazing show, which is why I rated a 9.25. Literally one of the highest shows I've rated, because it's tough to get over a 9. It really is. So please don't hate me, it's a number 4. But I have to put some shorter series ahead of it to actually get people to watch them. Because whether Gintama's 1 or whether it's 4, honestly, it won't change your opinion whether you're going to watch it or not. But personal Nuck's opinion, watch Gintama. It will change your soul. Let's move on.
先生授業中にタバコはないと思います。
これはタバコじゃない。レロレロキャンディーだ。
レロレロキャンディーから煙は出ません。
それはものすごくレロレロしてるからだ。
Number 3 is Hataraku Mao-sama, or The Devil is a Part-Timer. I rated an 8.35. Yes, it is a lower rating, because it's not a genius strategy show like No Game, No Life. It's not absolute perfection like Gintama or JoJo's, but it is The Devil's a Part-Timer, and I personally found it way funnier. For the most part, there are 2 major action scenes done in this series, and they are both done so beautifully. I mean, there's fighting throughout, but really there are these 2 moments. It's about this world called Ente Isla, where basically Satan is a really powerful dude. He has his generals and they're ruling over everybody. And then the hero rises to take down the Satan, and the Satan has to flee through a portal. Guess where he ends up? That's right, he ends up in Japan. So he wants to cultivate this new world one step at a time, so he gets a job in McRonald's because McDonald's is copyrighted. So the devil is literally a part-timer. He has a part-time job serving French fries. The show is freaking hilarious. There is freaking good action, and it's a recommendation immediately. I believe it's on Netflix as well. You have to see it, whatever you do. I don't care if it's the dub or the sub. Watch the damn series. You really have to watch it. It's a really incredible show. Known people that have watched it a few times, me being one of them. But that's not the point. It was really good. Let's move on.
King Satan,
Yeah?
might I suggest you put a little more thought into your spending?
Give me a break. I put thought in spending. Summer's around the corner, so we need a fridge. Owning a washing machine is cheaper than a laundromat in the long run. And I have to have the bike to get to work.
It's not what you purchase that concerns me, sire. I just think paying in installments would have been a better choice than buying them all at once.
Well, I hate loans, so...
Don't so me, sire.
Nag all you want, but installment plans come with interest and fees. And I ain't gonna pay for something I can't touch with my own 2 hands.
Impeccably worded, sire. But do tell me, how are we supposed to make it to payday on milk, jelly, and... Oh, wait, we have cucumbers, too?
I see your point. But calm down, it's not like we don't have any money left. I still have some cash, we'll be fine until payday. Don't forget, they give me lots of food at work, too.
We're gonna die. You propose we eat burgers and fries 3 times a day until you get paid? What is this, supersize me? You might be a high-calorie, high-cholesterol diet at such a young age. I'm looking forward to the next 10 years, but now I hope you don't die prematurely of a lifestyle-related illness before we get home.
Stop freaking out! I gotta go to work!
Wait, sire!
Lecture me later!
That's not it! You forgot your umbrella!
Let's roll to the hat!
Number 2 is Konosuba. I gave it the same rating as Devil's a Part-Timer as an 8.35. I do apologize a little bit. To tell you the honest truth, this is what I was warning you about. I made this list for Konosuba. It was easily missable. The first episode of Konosuba was hands down the funniest first episode of an anime series that I've ever seen in my entire life. So, if not more, just watch the first episode of Konosuba, but then more, okay? I said if not more, but that was just being nice because I'm asking you to please finish it too because you're gonna like it and stuff, I guarantee you. And it's unlike a bunch of those other really good shows that I mentioned before. This one's actually getting a second season at long last. Finally, show with a second season. It's actually the sequel I'm looking forward to most at this point, aside from maybe Shokugeki no Soma, Berserk, and Haikyuu's. Everything else doesn't really update, so don't start yelling at me with like Tokyo Ghouls and Sword Art Online and One Punch Man and all that stuff, because none of that's official. This is official, and I'm really looking forward to it.
よし、とりあえず成功。なんだこれ。おお、当たりも当たり。大当たりだ。
Here comes the honorable mentions that I was warning you about in the beginning. So, this season, there are a couple of action comedies that I am enjoying. I just wanted to let you know what they are because only like a couple of episodes of each of them are out. I'm really enjoying Boku no Hero Academia. I think it's actually really funny. It's a really good show so far. I'm very impressed with it. I'm sad it's only 13 episodes and I'm praying for a second season already, even though I've only seen like 4. Next is Bongo no Stray Dogs. Made by Bones. It's very funny. It's episodic-ish. And, honestly, I am enjoying the humor so far, but I doubt I will end up rating it an 8. It'll be somewhere probably in the 7s. Okay, so that was part 1 of 3 of my honorable mentions. Part 2 is The Big 3 and Fairy Tail, as well as, you know, lots of other long-running stuff. If it's long-running, the writer better be able to make some stuff funny. And yes, they did. I'm not going to recommend to you Naruto because, you know, there's a couple funny moments in there, as well as Bleach, because all the moments in the high school are hilarious. I'm not going to mention to you One Piece because the character interaction is great. And I'm not going to tell you Fairy Tail because it's funny when Natsu ends up in Lucy's apartment every episode. Ha 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 ha. No, but honestly, I do enjoy the comedy in the long-running shonens. With a grain of salt, I must say. So don't start yelling at me, hey, you didn't put that one there, because that one's there. It's in the honorable mentions. It's funny, but I can't recommend it as a comedy because it's not. Sorry, guys. Now I'm going to mention the actual 5 honorable mentions I have. I have Assassination Classroom rated an 8.05. It's actually pretty funny. It's about a class having to assassinate their teacher, who is a tentacle octopus monster who can move like 20 times the speed of sound, regenerate and stuff, and is only affected by rubber. So, yeah, that can't go wrong. I have Is This a Zombie? I only rated it a 7.8 because honestly, the series itself is not awesome, but it is funny. It's about a dude who gets revived as a zombie, and that guy is like the main character, sorta. So that's pretty funny. Next is Beelzebub. I'm sure you've all seen this picture floating around. It's the really bummish looking guy with the baby. Yeah, that one. Baby. As if the baby's a super demon lord. Your guess is as good as mine. I'd rate it an 8.15. You probably will like it. It's 60 episodes. I mean, it's a great series, so I don't see why you wouldn't like it. Next is Soul Eater. I'd give it an 8.2, where the comedy around this series isn't as much situations as it is the characters. I love Death. I love Maka's father. I love Death the kid. And apparently some people like Blackstar, although I don't understand why, because I think he's like, you know, Naruto in the dub, when he's in that believe it mode? Well, Blackstar was taking notes, because he can't even get that good. I mean, he's literally one of the most annoying balls of snot on the planet. I know much you like him, and I don't see why. I apologize. Oh, and my 5th and final honorable mention, let me just say it fast. It's the 7 Deadly Sins. I was considering putting it in 10th place instead of Akatsuki no Yona, because they were around even to me in the comedy action area. In fact, I'd say 7 Deadly Sins was even slightly better. However, it didn't make it there because it's an Eki, and that gave it many points. So, unfortunately, it's only here. However, just wanted to let you know, I'd give it an 8.4, and I'm really looking forward to the 4-episode second season. God damn them next season.
聞いてなかった。この子は団長とどんな関係なの？愛人的な？違います。タッチしたりされたり的な？
So now at long last, number 1. Number 1 is a series that, honestly, I did not want to put number 1 because it would be too obvious. It's One Punch Man. It's a series that shook the anime world in 2015. Every season there's a hype monster. There's that one hype show that everyone is looking at and everyone is talking about, sort of leaving everything else in the dust. One Punch Man is one of those yearly hype gods. Sort of makes everything else in the entire year obsolete in comparison to its glory. When I heard what it was about, I wasn't even sure if I was going to follow the series. It just literally sounded that dumb. It's about a guy who trained so hard his hair fell out, and now he can beat any opponent opponent in one punch. No matter how strong they are, no matter how many planets they can destroy with a snap, one punch. That's it. Sounds stupid as hell. It's so funny. It's hilarious. The action's great. There's suspense, even though the guy can take down anyone in one punch. Guys, I'd rate it an 8.75, which is an amazing rating for the Hype God of Year. It's higher than I'd rate Sword Art Online, Attack on Titan, and Tokyo Ghoul. It's a really good show. It's a good Hype God. It is. This is a really solid list, and you would like anything on this list pretty much. So, as always, please like and subscribe. I love you subscribers. Enjoy.
侵入者に警告する即刻破壊活動をやめ退場せよ警告する退場せよさもなくば全戦力を挙げお前を殺す
なんだこれ頭の中に直接声が入ってくる
それ以上踏み込んでみろお前を殺すな
帰れったって迷っちゃって出口がわかんねえよ
帰るのか分かった誘導しようまずはそこから右に曲がって突き当たりの階段を上がれ
右か
そうだ右だ
じゃあ左に進まった
あ